Hi, everybody. Welcome. I am joined by Falindrith today. Hey, Fel.
Hey, how's it going, Swing?
It's going great. I'm super excited to be casting with you today for sure. We are going to be casting some games for the ReGen Invitational tournament. This is powered by NGS, and we've got 32 teams that are going to be duking it out today, Fel.
Yeah, it's exciting. So this is I believe this is all teams that have been casted by Murder, I think,
Yep.
and they're all been invited to participate in a kind of fun one-day tournament. So it should be a lot of fun. Hoping to see some good games. Maybe we're only seeing best of ones in this round, but maybe we'll see some unorthodox strategies as teams have a bit of fun with it.
For sure. And there is a prize. Murda has actually put up a prize for the winner of the tournament.
Indeed.
Yeah, the team is going to win $100. And I believe, was that Blizzard Cash?
I believe it was, yeah, I think it was
Gift
Battle.net
card?
gift cards.
Yep.
This has actually also been funded by the community. Like, Murda was raising money for this tournament through donations on his Twitch stream. So, thanks everyone for contributing to this, the prize pool for this tournament.
Yeah,
It's
it's
gonna be
such an
fun.
awesome idea, right? I think it's great how he's given back, by putting up the prize for this tournament and making an extra, fun weekend for everybody to enjoy. Whether you're playing in the actual tournament or whether you're just going to be watching it. I mean, it's great to have just another event.
Yeah, this is the last off-season event before we head into the NGS Season 5 proper, which is, I think, in a few weeks, actually. So, kind of the last hurrah of break, and teams can kind of use this to, like, feel each other out,
Yeah.
It's all the rosters have been shaken up. We had the NGS roster apocalypse, and this is kind of like the first time we get to see some of these new rosters in action.
Yeah, and just so everybody knows, our first match today is actually going to be the blue team. Yes, that's their actual name, the blue team, versus Make Seven Up Yours. That's going to be our first matchup today. And just so everybody knows, for the round of 32, all of the matches were voted on, and we're actually going to be going to Infernal Shrines for all of the round of 32 best of ones, which is interesting. I've never seen this before.
Good map. Like this map a lot.
For sure.
and clearly everyone does, because it's everyone plays on this map at least once. So it is kind of the NGS map, really. I think it was the most popular during the last season. So
yeah, I believe that this was the highest voted on by all the captains for the teams of the tournament. Everybody loves Infernal Shrines, and here we go.
Indeed. Just a quick note: the team Make Seven Up Yours is a reformed Team Awesome Sauce in the C West division. That's where they were last season. Swing. I think they did pretty well. I actually don't remember their playoff where they placed in playoffs, but they maintained around like above 60% wins. And similarly on the blue side, the blue team is also I think did pretty well, also maintaining around a 60% win rate in the regular season for NGS.
So what I'm hearing is this should be a really good matchup.
This should be good. This should be good.
Yeah, and here are the bans. If you're you haven't checked out Heroes of the Storm lately, there are 3 bans for each team now.
Yeah, and we always get to take Jimmy out of here. Just I think even still after the balance change which happened recently, Jimmy's still pretty strong, and teams are opting to simply not deal with it instead of trying to counter it in draft.
Right. So the band's coming out here. We've got Make Seven Up Yours. They're banning out the Dahaka and the Garrosh, and we've got Genji and Jim Laner being banned out by the blue team.
It is interesting that the blue team opted to leave Yrel up, banning Genji instead of Yrel. I think Yrel also considered to be one of the top picks in the current meta, able to do just basically she's so hard to kill that like you just put her in an odd lane and all she has to do is not die, and it's pretty easy.
Yeah,
pretty, like a lot of value in that lane.
And then we got the blue team picking up Alex Strasza, and this is definitely her best map, Shrine. So I expect to see Alex Strasza or either picked up or banned in all of these Shrines games for sure.
For sure. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Alex, with the change to Lifebinder, opts into Cleansing Flame still, or if they will, have, a frontliner that will benefit from Lifebinder more. The change was that Lifebinder now heals while it's being channeled, but it can also be interrupted now. I think there was a bug fix on that.
Yeah, I've seen that in action with a Cho'Gall, and it was terrifying.
It is terrifying. Well, that could go into Cho'Gall here.
Oh God!
It's a possibility. We'll see. I wonder, if they ban something like Leo or Tychus,
yeah,
could just do it.
Or Grammy
or
something. Yeah, so we do have Murden and Gul'dan being picked up by Make 7 Up Yours.
Deckard makes sense.
Yeah, so we got Deckard.
It's interesting. Well, Deckard over Malfurion, that's interesting. Malfurion is, I think, still considered to be, one of the S tier supports. I think there's a little bit of a change. They did remove Ice Block, though. So,
I saw that. That's
I wonder.
Interesting.
I wonder if teams are just, you just dive on him. Like, he has nothing to protect him anymore. So
Malthael ban. You don't see that very often anymore.
You really don't. I don't really know what the motivation there would be just yet.
Maybe it's because Murden and Yrel are just kind of thick and they don't want that percentage damage on them.
I don't think Malthael's percent bonus damage is based on Alex's thighs, but you never know.
Oh, that would be great.
Oh my God, that'd be a great meme, Blizzard, please. Yeah, it's not the size of your health pool; it's the size of your thighs that determine the bonus damage.
Oh wow, we got Abathur. Wow.
I guess Abathur Yrel is pretty scary. You just put the hat on Yrel.
Oh, can you imagine? She just jumps in. You know how she's all over the back line and she's leaping wherever she wants? With an Abathur hat? That sounds really scary to me.
That's not really something I want to deal with. But it is interesting that there's not... I guess you could do a double Gul'dan if you're going for Ultimate Evolution. But it's interesting that, they're putting it all on Gul'dan for their primary damage. So it remains to be seen if they'll be able to actually kill anyone in the blue team's front line, right? Diablo and Blaze is pretty tanky, a lot of sustain. So we'll see if, Make 7 Up Yours can, get the damage done that they need to and force the blue team off the shrine.
So we do have a Blaze and Phoenix also picked up by the blue team, by the way, to round it out. So, Falindrith, what do you think of these comps? Which one are you liking more or more interested in?
Well, I mean, I'm always in favor of the team that picks Alex, but I mean, I think overall, I think the blue team has, I think what you would call a more standard comp on this map for sure. They are clearly fighting over the objective. Their objective control is so strong with Blaze, Kel'Thas, Alex supporting all that stuff. It's gonna be really difficult, I think, for Make 7 Up Yours to get onto the shrine. But with a Yrel Abathur combo, they might be able to just disrupt the backline enough and force the blue team to, adapt to a somewhat, a little bit more unusual comp that they might not have played too much against.
Yeah, I gotta say I like the blue team's draft a little bit more, but I'm really intrigued by the Yrel Abathur hat.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Interesting choice. We'll see if it pays off.
For sure.
Yeah,
all right.
Base goat with a hat.
We are in. Let's introduce the blue team. We've got Ember on the Blaze, Kael'thas played by Duke of Sky, Narina on Phoenix, Transeth on Diablo, and Alexstrasza will be played by Rangapek.
And over on the red team, it's Make 7 Up Yours. We got the Holy Grail showing his stuff on Rhaegar, Tribulation playing Yrel, Akash playing Gul'dan, Sukiyaki on Abathur, and we have Funk Panda playing Muradin. All right, I'm just going ahead and going, doing their traditional mid lane fight. I don't expect anything too much to happen here. I think Make 7 Up Yours is going to be, smart, go to lanes real quick. Abathur doesn't really do super well in early game, but, his main purpose is to get a level advantage for his team.
Right.
Blue team opting to go ahead and do a 4-man rotation, so they'll be taking the gang squad, through mid lane and bottom lane. It looks like Make 7 Up Yours is going to counter with a 3-man rotation of their own, leaving Abathur to soak the waves in the bottom. go ahead and check out on Yrel and Blaze here. This will be a matchup that is, you know, just basically a wet noodle fight. We'll see. I mean, it honestly is. These two bruisers have so much sustain that I would be very surprised unless they manage to make something happen with Abathur. I'd be very surprised to see any of, you know, either of these heroes to gain a substantial advantage in this lane. Oh, you're all actually coming down to the mid, trying to get a gank going on to the blue team here. Jukuskai getting a little bit low. He's not going to make it to the healing in time.
KT down. The good news is KT did not go the stacking talent, so
he didn't. Okay, he
doesn't have to worry about that.
That was a really well executed gank. Actually, just showing exactly, I think, what the side of 7-Up needs to do to, you know, win here is just if they have enough interruption to prevent anyone from actually getting the massive percent healing from Alex, it's going to be, you know, really difficult for the blue team to sustain through these fights, just with all the Gul'dan damage coming out.
Yeah.
Going ahead, picking up a mercenary camp in mid, getting pretty quickly cleared up by Kelthus there, as the blue team goes and picks up a camp of their own.
Interesting. I also wanted to note that Gul'dan is actually going the Q build. Did not go with that stacking corruption quest.
Interesting. Yeah, so I guess it's just poking everyone out constantly with that Q damage. I guess the target he's really going for are Phoenix and Kelthus there. If they manage to take those two heroes out of the fight, everything gets a lot easier for the side of 7-Up.
The shrine is going to be activating up here by the middle lane.
Blue team having to respond to the siege camp taken on the bottom. It doesn't look like they'll be too delayed by that. They might lose out a little bit, so they will be, you know, maybe like 10, 15 minions behind. Well, maybe 20 though. Gul'dan, you know, clears that real fast.
Yeah, so we've got Make 7-Up Yours jumping right on this shrine. They've already, you know, got a good chunk of these minions down, and here comes the blue team now to fight over this objective.
Yeah, you're a little bit late. She'll be jumping in just a second, though. Blue team's got to be careful about their backline here. Ooh, a nice knockback, splitting the ranks of the blue team.
Blaze, Ember getting so low.
But it looks like Yrel goes down first. Funk Panda almost gets away, but, you know, he's got enough shielding, and he's also murdered, so he's got that going for him.
Yeah, so the blue team successfully takes over control. So let's start working on the minions as well. They've almost caught up to where Make 7-Up Yours is, and now they're past them. So, and it looks like Make 7-Up Yours is just going to go ahead and let them have this first.
I like it a lot, especially with the, you know, if you have Abathur on your team. It's the worst thing you can do in this situation is just keep throwing yourself at the shrine, like, you know, when you have 4 bodies. You know, Abathur main purpose right now is just to gain a level advantage. So as long as you stay even in XP for the first objective, and you can pick a fight at, you know, 10 on even talent tiers, then you're in good shape. So I really like, you know, the control that 7-Up Yours is showing there.
We do have some people in chat, G, Galderan, making comments about maybe opting for heavy split push during the shrine phase. I believe they must have been talking about the Abathur comp for Make 7-Up Yours.
Agreed. That is kind of what they did. They did try to take a fight. Maybe they thought, you know, they could. They almost, you know, I feel like they almost managed to turn that fight in their favor. If they had managed to take out Blaze in that fight, I think it would have turned out a lot differently. But they just weren't quite able, between Alex's healing and Blaze's self-sustain, weren't quite able to turn that for them.
And I got some bits donated by Moist Weenus. Thank you, Weenus. We appreciate the donation very much.
He only donates the moistest of bits. So.
Moist bits are best bits.
Moist bits. that'll be his cryptocurrency, I think. We have the blue team going ahead and taking their siege camp down in the mid lane. Gonna get a little bit of map pressure here. I expect that to be cleaned up pretty quickly by Gul'dan. We'll see how quickly they respond to that.
So the blue team has just a very slight experience advantage, but, you know, definitely make 7 Up Yours has a chance to still beat them to 10. I just need to make that up a little bit.
Yep, I don't think 7-Up is too far behind, and I think it's just a couple kills, a little bit of structure XP. They actually still have that one tower that has 43 hit points on it, exactly. So, yeah, they're really not that far behind. They missed out on a couple waves, a little bit of hero XP, but I think that they should be in pretty good shape for, contesting the objective on even talent tiers when it next shows up.
Yeah, I think you're right. They should have, both teams should have 10 and plenty of time for that. Right now, everybody's just kind of happy picking up some mercs, getting their lanes soaked.
Yeah, actually, Blue Team doing a really nice job of stacking these ReGen Globe talents. The Kale has actually just completed his. He needed 20 ReGen Globes, and he already got it at like 6 minutes in.
That's fast. That seems really fast to me.
Alex is sitting at 21 as well, and she only needs 4 more until she starts spawning ReGen Globes, which is, an additional amount of sustain for the side of the blue
And that's
team.
such a nice combo with Diablo, who
Yes, yeah, that's
took
really
Devil's
true.
Due. Black Soulstone increases the effects of ReGen Globes and Healing Fountains by 2.25% per soul. So that means all those extra globes that are going to be spawned by Alexstrasza are going to be a huge benefit to Diablo in these team fights.
That's a really good point. I like, there's some synergies in this game that I just completely forget about, despite playing, Alex constantly. Like, that's going to be really difficult, I think, for the damage over time, especially that Gul'dan puts out. They will need to eventually start bursting people down, and I do not know if the side of 7-Up is gonna have it in them, but you never know. We are at level 10. Abathur, I think, did opt for Ultimate Evo, so we will see what happens here.
Let's look at some of the others. So yeah, of course we've got the Horrify from Gul'dan, Avatar for a nice tanky Muradin.
Alex just completed her ReGen Globe talent.
Nice. Ardent Defender for Yrel, and the Ancestral Healing coming in for Rhaegar. And over on the blue team, we've got Bunker.
Nice Horrify on the 3 people. Ancestral Healing on Yrel. She's also doing her Absorption ult, so there's a little bit, like a bonus. Kind of stacking ults there.
So we've got the double.
Really low.
Whoa, okay, Gul'dan down.
Yellow with the aggressive lightning breath, just finishing off Gul'dan. When his Lifefinder coming out as well, so he's gonna be just.
Well, look
fine.
at he's fully healed.
Yeah, this is crazy to watch.
Yeah, he didn't care. He went right under those towers and lightning breath. He did not even care, and right back up to full health from Alexstrasza.
Yeah, the blue team really just showing the power of the amount of sustain that they have on their comp. It's almost as their helpers look like they didn't even fight. Like,
I know.
The only way that you can tell there's a team fight is that their ultimates are down.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
it's
just going through the
crazy.
rest of those. So we did get Phoenix from KT. We've got Purification Salvo, Lightning
They
Breath,
expect Dragon
which we
Queen to
saw.
come out. Yep. I was
And
gonna
the
say Alex
Lifefinder.
didn't use Dragon Queen just yet. Let's see if she's able to keep kill this up, but not quite.
Look at the damage coming out from Alexstrasza.
Oh, fuck, Panda's so low, gets taken out. I think. I have minion actually. I think the wave got that last hit.
Oh my god.
Narrowly avoiding escape, getting that last minute Q by Alex.
Yeah, so everybody, that was a perfect example of why everybody always says Alexstrasza is so good on Infernal Shrines. I mean, she dragoned up and basically just destroyed Make 7-Up Yours and backed him off at the shrine.
Also showing that that was I think like the re-engage that 7-Up wanted. The problem was also that like Alex hadn't used Dragon Queen in points, so it was basically like they still had an ultimate ability like ready to go. So really, nice management of those cooldowns by Ragnarok on Alex, just making sure that like when the re-engage happens, because it's still early enough for 7-Up to do that re-engage, just making sure that that cooldown is available for his team.
Yeah, that's a good point. That did show some good patience there.
These ReGen Globes are hilarious. Diablo just doesn't take damage anymore. He's just sitting here at full health, casually walking on the turrets, taking Gul'dan poke damage. He doesn't care.
There's the lightning breath again.
Yeah, you just stick the abundance under him, get a ReGen Globe, and it's like nothing. Ooh, that was a nice form and Horrify.
Here, yeah.
Not on the targets that they wanted, though. Again, Diablo's gonna get healed up in no time at all if he manages to get those ReGen Globes.
I think.
Looks like they're doing a nice job of splitting him, though.
Yeah, they're chasing Diablo. I'm not sure if that's the best idea.
They just might get him. Urel is managing to separate him from the team for as long as Lifeminder comes out.
Oh my god! And the bunker too!
That is heartbreaking.
Purification
honestly.
Salvo coming out. Sukiyaki getting very low.
Well, Sukiyaki is the Abathur clone. Doesn't quite manage to kill this out yet, but he might go down in the back. Akash also being pressured by the frontliners on the blue team. Actually, that's interesting. They did manage to save Diablo, but not Kael'thas. So, you know, 7-Up coming out a little bit ahead in that fight.
Yeah. And just because of the Punishers, we do have still a little bit of an experience advantage for the blue team, but it's not that much, really.
No, Abathur is in the bottom lane just constantly. So, honestly, the only the structure damage or the structure XP from the top lane, it looks like they... Well, I mean, I guess I can look at the XP stats, can't I?
Yeah, and actually, Abathur
technology
did go more of a healing build, it looks like.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Just trying to make sure they can sustain through all these fights. And also, I think pairs well with Urel, making her even more difficult to kill.
Right. So the blue team is going to go ahead and steal this siege camp here.
I'm always just... Diablo gets like 30% of his health back with every region globe. It's insane.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It really is. It's kind of fun to watch, actually.
It is. I mean, so, yeah, I don't know. The last fight where they saved Diablo and not quite Kael'thas, I think, is gonna... You know, the blue team has to pay a lot more attention to that later this... Because, you know, the longer Kael'thas is down, the less they're able to do. They do manage to just force their way onto this mid fort though, taking it down in the process.
Yeah, I mean, that great job done by the blue team. They're actually about to hit 16, so they're going to be in really good shape. The next shrine is actually starting to activate now. It's going to be in the middle again, so I expect both teams to head over it and grab their bruiser camps.
Yep, we got 7-Up starting theirs already. They were going to finish a little bit ahead of the blue team, but they won't be too far behind. Looks like 7-Up is going to try to push the top lane a little bit, try to get their camp to have a little bit more value. This could actually create an interesting Oprah situation if Blaze manages to clean this minion wave out, and then the other... It's a little bit of one of the dangers of pushing it a little bit too far, because then, you know, the other team can just clean those minions up no problem.
Yeah, it looks like Blaze is going to stay up there and do just that, and then head down and join the team fight.
7-Up getting a head start on the shrine here. Purification Salvo coming out, landing on the tanks though.
Funk Panda getting low. We got a stun. Here comes Lightning Breath.
Oh my gosh, this is just chaos going on. They do manage to protect Kael'thas this time though.
Great escape by Tribulation on Urel, and they will drop Blaze.
Yeah. So that was a nice. I think Alex thinking that there's a little bit too much pressure on Kael'thas. Looks like Urel actually goes down in the meantime. Out to try to save Diablo from death. Does.
Yeah, I feel like 7-Up yours maybe pushed in a little too aggressively there.
I like how we keep calling them 7-Up years. They don't actually. Okay, this is my favorite part about Make 7 years. That like they said there is a player named 7-Up years and he's on that team right now, and it's driving me nuts.
I know it is. I know it is.
7-Up years, we miss you.
Make 7-Up yours. Yeah, that's the full team name.
This is the part where I'd go. I'd like grab a like 7-Up from the refrigerator right now and just, you know, like open it. It'd be like the perfect product placement.
The smile with the gleaming white teeth. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like anyway, 7-Up is back on to the shrine. It's 33-24. I think the blue team is going to be able to pick up the last few minutes that they need.
It's close.
Yeah, Gul'dan's already low though. I don't think he'll be able, yeah. Blue team manages to pick that up. Gul'dan not quite able to secure the minions that they need.
Now we're starting to get into where the Punishers are getting pretty mean. We're getting a little bit later in the game. What do you do here, Make 7-Up yours? Do you do a 5-man defense, or what do you think?
So this is, I mean, it's really interesting, right? So 7-Up yours has been even in XP, like they've always taken fights on even talent tiers, and they haven't quite managed to turn the fights in their favor. So, I mean, I like what they're doing now, but they can't they can't lose Urel here because it's definitely going to be a keep now, and potentially, depending on how many more heroes they lose, could potentially be the game as well.
Yeah, they're definitely getting this keep.
Yeah, I do like what they've been doing, right? Like they've been making sure that with Abathur they get all the XP that they need to stay even in levels, but they haven't been able to turn that into an objective, right? They've always managed to get like maybe one hero. Have they even managed to get 2 in a team fight? But they haven't quite managed to translate that into like an overall team fight victory.
The core is actually dropping.
Yeah, they're trying to go for it. I think that they can do it. Gul'dan's been driven out. Purification Salvo came out. Gul'dan tried to interrupt it with the Horrify, but it was only on one person. Ultimate Evo being used. I think that'll be enough to drive them off of the core.
They're going to go ahead and back out. They did get the core down to 68%. Also, I just wanted to shout out real quick for the raid coming in from Bahamut Gaming. He just raided with 42. So that's awesome. Welcome, definitely.
The blue team versus Make 7 Up Yours, as I think Make 7 Up Yours is going to try and make the last stand.
Oh, the lightning breath!
Yeah, that's rough. They had just lost Ultimate Evolution. I think they're trying to force the blue team off of this mercenary camp. It's looking kind of like the end swing. Yeah,
Urel is going to fall. Akash!
Akash,
run! Run, Gul'dan!
Oh, he's not. Phoenix teleported. That was mean. Oh. That was mean, right?
All right, yeah, so like I think they just win here. You're up, right?
I believe so. They are rotating up through mid. They already have the keep down. The core is at 68%. They only have Muradin and Abathur up.
Yep.
GG to Dakota.
I think this is it. We are going to have the blue team moving on in the ReGen Invitational here. Congratulations. Well played by both teams. That Alex Strauss Diablo combo is just so gross.
Yeah, just not quite enough damage on the side of Make 7 Up Yours to just deal with that incredible sustain.
Yeah,
they're showing the potential of that comp early, but I think they just had trouble turning the picks that they got in those team fights into actual team fight victories and objectives.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the stats and look at the work done by Gul'dan. Look at that hero damage by Gul'dan.
But also look at Alex compared to Rhaegar.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, it was I feel like it was definitely the Alex Strauss Diablo that was the winning combination there for.
Right. Well, I mean, also team. Look at. Yeah. I mean, Diablo died 0 times and also soaked 117,000 damage. That's kind of nuts. I mean, that's even. You think Blaze is tanky? I mean, just Diablo there is just you know what? No problem. I got this. Just feed me ReGen globes and I'll be okay.
Yeah, for sure. Well played by both teams. Let me see if I can actually do we have time for? Oh, we don't really have time. Oh yeah, we do. We have time if we want to do an interview.
I think we have half an hour.
Yeah. So let me see here if we can get someone from the blue team in for an interview.
All right. I'm gonna see if I can dive into some of the detail stats here.
One moment here while we get that set up. I think we might need to. Do we need to drop in? Yeah, we need to drop to a different channel.
All right, sounds good.
I guess coin flip 4.
Okay, sounds good to me. Yes, we are definitely flipping coins and not doing an interview.
I know. I love how they have. Well, I guess they will need to do some coin flips once they get past the best of 1 rounds.
Yeah, true.
Okay, we are going to be getting Ember, who was the Blaze player in the game that we just watched. So we'll give Ember a moment to get in here. Oh, hey, Ember's here. Hey.
Hi.
Hi, congratulations.
Thank you.
You sound so happy. I love it.
I know.
So how are you guys feeling right now? Are you pumped to have taken your first matchup?
We are. We're surprised. We won. We don't have our usual roster with us, so it was nice.
Yeah, that was awesome. We really loved watching your match. I mean, we felt both teams played really well, but we were having a lot of fun watching the Alex Tross and the Diablo.
Yeah, they were great. Those are our 2 subs actually. They
Oh,
really
wow.
stepped it up. Yeah.
They don't, oh wow, really? So they their synergy is on point. So
Yeah,
they
no,
don't.
this is actually our first game of all 5 of us playing together.
Oh wow. Oh, I was gonna
Yeah.
ask you actually.
Dang.
So the blue team. I don't know if you want to say or not, but the blue team, are they staying together?
We are,
Hi.
yeah.
Cool.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Snacks
fantastic.
couldn't make it today, so.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Now I know that all the teams knew that Infernal Shrines would be the first map because that's the map that was voted on by everybody. Did it make a difference for you guys having more time to kind of think about what comps you might want to go into, knowing that Shrines was definitely going to be the map you played on?
Actually, I had no clue it was gonna be shrines, so no.
That's great. I love it.
But like we really like shrines, so and Strauss is really good now. So
Mhm.
we're
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that. In the draft, you guys opted to remove Deckard from the pool. Is that just because Malfurion falling off with the removal of Ice Block, or just thinking that Deckard is more disruptive on shrines or something?
Oh yeah, we knew we were gonna go W build for Straza, and with Emerald that would just like fuck us up with like Lifebinder and everything.
Ooh, right. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
great
yeah,
point.
yeah.
Yeah.
You would just get free root stacks too. It'd be so easy to finish his quest. So we weren't about that life. We were actually surprised he didn't pick him to counter Straza. So we were happy with that.
Yeah, I really liked your guys' comp a lot, and you executed it very well. Were there any points in the game where you were kind of concerned, or were you feeling pretty strong the whole way?
Well, I was concerned with Nay a lot because we really wanted to do like a fire theme with like Blaze, Straza, Diablo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, look at that.
But like Nay like kind of dropped the ball, but we'll forgive her this time.
It's true. That
Calling
doesn't
it
hurt.
out. I love
I
it.
didn't notice that. You're just the only person who doesn't have a fire theme going on here.
One
Awesome.
of these does not belong. Oh, that's funny. So basically, at this point, you're just waiting to see who you're going to be facing in the next round. So you guys gonna hang out, have some snacks, watch some games, and wait for your next match, basically?
Yeah, pretty much.
Awesome. Well,
I
thank
think some
you.
cough drops.
I know. I could tell that it sounds like you're getting over something. Oh, I hate that. Well, best of luck to you guys in the next round for sure. You played really great, and we can't wait to see what more is in store for
Thank
you guys in the
you.
tournament. And good luck, and we'll see you a little bit later on.
Thanks. Bye.
Good luck.
Bye. All right, Val. Well, that is game 1, match 1, and into
Yeah,
the
that was
the books.
the first. I think it was the first of our round of 32. I believe that there is another round in the round of 32 coming up shortly.
Yes, in
believe.
fact, you and I are about to cast another game in about 25 minutes, and it's going to be G Guardian Esports versus Roll One Esports. That's going to be one more in the round of 32, so it'll also be on Shrines. And then after that, we'll start seeing who's going to be making up the top 16.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, Falindrith, thank you so much for casting me with that one, and we will be back.
No problem.
Everybody, please don't go anywhere. Or if you're going to go somewhere, head over to one of the other Twitch channels where there's probably a live match going on right now. And you'll be able to see those channels on the screen in just a moment. Fel, anything else before we head to break?
No, just, it's always a pleasure, Swing. So looking forward to casting the next game.
Me too. Thank you, everybody. I am going to actually check and see what other streams are live and possibly send you guys over there. But Fel and I will be back in a little bit. Thanks so much for watching so far for the ReGen Invitational.